Rhino's just dominating the stones. I put the big unit down. It's on, and it's in off-road mode. You just leave the throttle on and feed it.
The Australian bush is my natural habitat when it comes to motorcycling. So if a manufacturer sends me one of their bikes to test, I'm going to find out pretty quickly if it's capable off-road. This is off the KLR from my trip across Oz. Still got the red dirt all over it. This is an exciting time for me, as I've only ever had the opportunity to ride these big GSs during BMW events over the last 2 decades. Today, I'm off to explore the tracks that shaped me as a rider. Just me and the Rhino. The cylinders and the bash guards are still wider than the luggage. Love it. We're ready. Let's roll.
What a day for some sport touring. The Rhino's ready for anything. Pretty wet at the farm. Good to have a break in the weather for a day on the bike. We shall see. Hold that. And okay, I got windscreen. Watch this. The robot. I love it. Listen to how quiet that is. Honestly, and I knew this when I first rode the Rhino on a magazine test forever ago. Everyone was fighting over being on that bike just because of how much a pleasure it was to be behind this screen. Man, there's nothing happening here. There's barely any wind pressure on my face. It's amazing. Okay, next bit of tech. I need grip heating. That's the one. I'm just going for 3. Good, I worked it out. I think I worked it out. Yes, I'm on 3. That sounds hot. Great, let's roll. It's 9 degrees, so it's pretty cold. The torque that's generated at the crack of the throttle on this thing, wow. It just peps it up. It gets the chassis rocking and ready for what you need to attack. You just stay right there, okay? This thing's so quiet, that kangaroo didn't know where I was coming from. One thing I've worked out, this is great, you can just change your modes on the fly, and now I've put into road mode, which is all traction control, all ABS, like the electronics are doing everything in my favour, which is great. I'm happy about that.
Well, look at me go. The quintessential GS rider stopping to smell the roses. I could get used to this. Maybe I'll even punch Starbucks into my GPS.
Here, let's take the left. Whoa. Okay, just a bit of a heads up. I'm carrying in the luggage tent, sleeping bag, mattress, camp chair, cooking gear, a little bit of water, a little bit of food. This is just a short trip, so I haven't got the full Crossing Australia package, but I'm self-sufficient. I don't even know where I'm going, don't know where I'm staying, don't even care. It's just me and the Rhino and the trail ahead. Epic.
I have my GPS set to minimize distance between waypoints, so it's basically sending me down any mapped trail that the Rhino can fit in.
Gotta watch those, not just so much the cylinders, I mean they're pretty wide, but I'll show you later, the crash bars have got these little extenders. you don't want to clip those on a rock. That would be a fairly aggressive shunt. But it's in a sort of a natural, what can I say? It's been a sort of a natural poise to the handlebars.
In the standing position, my elbows are about the same width as the widest point of the bike, being the crash bars, so I'm using them as a kind of peripheral gauge when skimming past rocks and tree stumps.
Dancing like a fucking boss, soft luggage and all. What a find, what a score. Listen to it, just bossing. I don't even know where I've gone now. I'm just following this because it's so much fun. Yeah, look how wide they are. So the cylinders are one thing, and then obviously you've got those crash protectors, which are good. And if I look at it, yeah, they are. They're just a tad wider than your handlebars, but you're sort of naturally giving clearance anyway, and especially when you're cranked over, the handlebars become the furthest point because you're at an angle. You know, I think I did mention in the past, like a top 3 bikes, it was like my love affair with the Warhorse, and then for practical, what I can afford, Australian desert, do everything, you know, hardcore adventure bike. I'm looking T7 and World Raid, but for the ultimate global traveller, everything, motorways, mountain roads, shit, I was just on some single track, rough shit, all of it. I do feel like these rhinos are the final boss of adventure, because holy shit, again, a bike this heavy, this big, should not handle as good as it does, but it just does. The fluid action of this engine, the stability of the chassis, and the comfort behind this screen, that also translates into, like, you're sitting on your couch in your lounge room, such minimal chatter happening with my eyeballs, and so my clarity goes deep, you know, my vision can go deep into the distance, and subconsciously when you can see and you're just like in a very controlled, calm environment, I look down and it's like, far out, I'm sitting on 110, you know, and it doesn't feel like it. And that over, you know, half a day translates to big Ks. They're just made to suck up big Ks. Better watch it, I don't have traction control on. I hate to line it up in front of Bob and Marge. I'm going to try a little clutchless power shift here, ready? Wow! You just leave the throttle on and feed it and it just jams the gears. Holy shit! That just went to 170 in a fucking instant. Don't fuck with the Rhino. Let's get some fuel in the big unit. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here, but I just want to put fuel in and I can't access the tank. What do I do? Do I have to switch it off? Oh, there goes the screen. I had to switch the bike off. Fair enough. Great. Rhino's pretty much feeling like it's my bike now. Like, comfortable, in tune with the seating, standing position. Just feels like a very natural machine. And what's interesting, considering I just stopped and fueled up, that and the fact I've got my luggage on board, which isn't much, but when you get a bike of this mass, it's like it's less affected by lightweight luggage on the back, or the difference between 10 or 20 litres has minimal effect on a bike like this than it would on your 600cc, so even the 700cc. Whoa, watch out for that moss. This is getting pretty greasy. Just as I was saying, I put the big unit down. Look at this grease. Look, literally just filled that half of the tyre and down she went. But we're all good. Crash bars did their job. Okay, 3, 2, 1. What's up? Man, that was greasy. Look at that. It pretty much kept the whole pannier off the ground and everything. Right. Business as usual. Stand motorcycle upright. Switch ignition off. Okay. Oh, we're going to test all these things, eh? Let's see if it's going to allow a restart. Why are the hazard lights on? Did I hit a... Man, that was greasy. And I'm still in it. Whoa. Whoa. Let's go. Right, where were we? Good. I'm glad I got to test those suckers. Ultimate motorcycle protection. Oh, I don't even know really where I am. Still on that 31-mile track. This stuff is so slick. It's that build-up of black silty shit. Fuck, it's everywhere. Mad track, but cool hills. One thing that's just occurred to me, I chucked it away back there, and while it was a very graceful slide, my friggin' airbag didn't go off. Let's investigate. I'll just pull up. Yeah, wow. Airbag didn't go off. There we go. What's it showing? Yeah, it's on. And it's in off-road mode. How cool's that? Like it was just a graceful low side later down in the slick, and the vest did not deploy, because let's face it, it would have been quite pathetic if it did. That's one big green tick for Alpine Stars. Not that I want to push it and force it to go off, but that's good going. That's really good. Okay, where were we? This should get a little interesting. Some of these are going to be fairly deep. Bit of sunshine's always good, especially when you're puddle blasting. Whoa, take it easy, it's so greasy.
Of all the thousands of kilometres I've done on GSs that were never mine, this ride is a truly cathartic experience, reviving the memories of my
youth out here on these gravel tracks, just going flat stick on 2-strokes, miles, like a long way from anywhere. We used to carry 20-litre jerry cans on our laps. Little trail novelty. This looks pretty wild. That rock is going to be so slick, so be careful. Oh, I've been here before. This is where Grabo and I were boosting off that rock up there. We hucked up onto that ledge and then sent it off down here. I know where I am. I remember these trails. Let's roll. Let's go and see what we can see. Rhino. Oh, what do we got here? Some pretty serious rock. Oh, don't want to get sideways on that slick shit. Rhino's just dominating the stones. Oh.
You know what I've summarised from today? No question, the off-road capabilities of this tank is phenomenal for what it is, for the size and the power and the weight. Like, wow. But having done quite a few Ks on road today, this is like more street bike than I would ever want. The capabilities, the tech, the safety, the comfort of what this thing offers on the road it's like you're sitting in a brand new Land Cruiser full drop. I just lived on glossy wet roads all day today, and you think you're dawdling and look down, it's like, shit, I'm doing 110. And the way this thing in some regards, when you put it in the modes, like the rain mode, traction control's working for you, the ABS, it's all there, just the balance, the configuration, the mojo of these things in those kind of conditions, it's really is highlights the technology and how far it's come. With the engine, you can just crack it on and it's reading the slip faster than you could ever process. It's phenomenal, really. I'm totally sold on these things. It's the biggest capacity it's ever been. It looks bigger than it ever has. And honestly, it just feels like the most agile version of this bike I've ever ridden. And like I said it before, how they've given it such a perfect stance off-road for what it is a credit to them. And I feel it just all stems from their Dakar days. They've been running these old boxes through the desert for forever. And, you know, this is the future pinnacle flagship of those bikes they were racing in the desert 30 years ago. Like, I want one. 45 grand Aussie, far out. I'm in no position to just go swipe the card, but she's got to go back to Beamer. It's not the same when you borrow a bike. It's a manufacturer loner. You can never quite make the connection. I came close with like the World Raids and the Dark Horses and all that, but they were never mine. They're going back to Yamaha. The Rhino is no Iron Horse. She's not mine, but it could be. What if we did an experiment? I've got this members section on my YouTube channel, and people can contribute a monthly fee just for all the content I put out anyway. And there's different tiers, different pay categories, like OnlyFans, except, and this is the ridiculous thing about that site, there's all kinds of people showing all sorts of their bits and buying $1 million homes and driving Lambos because of it. I'm not going down that road. However, what if I was to make a Rhino tier in my members section and just see who wants to contribute? What if we were to raise enough for me to purchase a Rhino? Wouldn't that be something? Or if nothing else, just support my channel. That'd be cool. I'm going to try it. If you look near the subscriber button, there's one called join, and you don't have to do the Rhino tier. You can just become along for the ride. It's like a beer a month. It's nothing. But yeah, there's some videos, there's some behind the scenes shit that I put in there. But let's do it. Let's see if we can raise enough coin to just go and buy a friggin' Rhino. I want one. I want this model, the trophy model. I want to park it next to the horse's mine and not have to give it back. And then I can customize it, and then we can create all sorts of content. Can you imagine? Anyway, enough trying to milk the system. Let's get back out there. There are many miles to cover. Well, there you go. How people may interpret the motive of this test is really none of my business, for I've simply answered my own question. Is the Rhino still the Rhino? Absolutely. Would I purposely jump shit and treat it like an enduro bike? Of course not. But I've simply proven that when the adventure routes I seek inevitably turn to shit and I'm in the middle of nowhere, I can trust the Rhino to handle big climbs, huck surprise washouts, or simply track through tough terrain without bucking me off. If an off-road motorcycle of any size, shape, or weight does not instill this level of confidence, then it's not for me.
Uh-oh, there goes the camera. Lucky I spotted it. Just not quite enough adhesion. Did I destroy it? Hello there. We're good.